Good evening, my revolutionaries. I'm back. It's Gio, the leader of the rideshare revolution, the realest, the funniest, the handsomest, and the beardedest driver on YouTube. This is gonna be a video addressing the MIT study about the drivers earning $3.75 an hour after expenses and taxes, and how Harry Campbell's independent study kind of aided that number coming along. Here's what I'm gonna say. It was. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this one. Was it 1,100 or 1,200 drivers surveyed? I mean, I want to take a look at where those drivers were surveyed from and like what type of hours they were putting in, you know, because they're saying, I am fully aware of the fact that not every market is profitable where you can earn a good living driving for a rideshare company. I'm well aware of that. But there are some markets where if you drive smart, you have a strategy, you monitor your expenses well, you can earn handsomely. But unfortunately, that's not the majority of markets, and I know that. So here's the thing. Unfortunately, it does seem like if you are in a smaller market, for example, if you're like in a smaller, you know, like, what's a small market? I heard like Detroit is a really small market. If you're like in Detroit, then yeah, you might be making $4, $5 an hour after expenses. Like in Chicago, I think after expenses, I probably take home, if I earn $25 an hour in app, I'm probably at like 17 an hour after expenses. But that's why I try to keep my earnings high, because I have a lot of expenses. I'm a realist, I know that. But I think the one thing, I've seen all the other YouTubers talking about it, but none of them have talked about how to correct the situation. And in my opinion, there's only two ways where this kind of situation can be fixed. This thing's gonna make a ton of noise. In my opinion, there's only two ways to address this problem and how to fix it. The first way is for Uber to raise the rates nationally, which, as we all know, will never happen. I mean, you might see a nickel here, a dime there, but it's not, I mean, and that's if that nickel and dime go straight to drivers, which you know they won't. So that's one solution, which I don't think will happen. Here's another solution, is if you're in a smaller market where you unfortunately cannot earn that much per hour, if you can't earn that much on the app, then Uber, here's what they should do, is they should start limiting the number of drivers in these smaller markets. And then, what, in my opinion, I mean, I might get shit for this one, in my opinion, they should bring back hourly guarantees with stipulations. Like if you're a full-time rideshare driver, you know, let's say, because like, for example, Uber, they had the hourly guarantees in Chicago in the summer of 2016. And here's the thing, some of us, we abused those hours, because we were taking home, I was taking home $800 every weekend with an hourly guarantee, because it's all about maxing out hours. But like after the 20% fee, you know what's funny though is I was making, after they took away the guarantee, I was actually making more per hour. I just wasn't working as many hours because I wasn't really incentivized to drive as much. So I think what Uber and Lyft will have to do with these smaller markets where it's unfortunately impossible to earn $20 or $25 on the app an hour is they're going to have to offer like $17 an hour to full-time drivers. But you're going to have to keep a 90% acceptance rating. You're going to have to keep a less than 5% cancellation rating. You're going to have to, you know, you're going to have to maintain a high rating. Like, in my opinion, that's the only way some of these drivers who need that income are going to make better money, because it's obviously not possible to make that kind of money in their respective markets on the app. So that's the only thing I think that would work. It's like, and here's the thing, is they're going to have to, because Uber and Lyft, the one thing they really care about is like making sure their passengers have drivers, right? They prioritize passengers over drivers. Any full-time driver will know that's a fact. And if they're trying to make sure that their passengers are getting rides, then they're going to have to do something to make sure these drivers it's at least worth their while. If you're in a smaller market, then with a $17 an hour guarantee or something like that, then instead of making $6 an hour after expenses, you're making $12 or $13 an hour after expenses. I think that would be a better approach than just like, yeah, you're only making $7 an hour after expenses, tough luck. One, that makes you seem like you don't care, which we all know you don't. And two, like, it's time to start helping out these drivers. Like, you know, as a full-time driver and member of the rideshare community, like, some of these drivers, they got it tough. You know, some of them got it tough because they made lousy decisions. Like, if you're in a lousy market and you drive a $40,000 car, that's on you. But, you know, like, if you're in a decent market, you can get an 06, you know, 06 Toyota Corolla with like 50,000 miles on it, or maybe more than that, and get that on the cheap, drive that car into the ground, and that's a better move for it. You don't need a brand new car to do this, you know. I just think sometimes people get in over their heads. Like, sometimes people go out and buy a select car when their market just is not, it's not a good fit for it. They buy an XL and they're not doing that many rides. People just kind of dive into these things, not really, maybe not being knowledgeable of the market, or just getting in over their heads, and they get fucked up. Those people, I feel bad for them, I do, but like, those aren't the drivers that we can help. Like, we can help drivers by offering hourly guarantees. That way they're at least making something after expenses. Yeah, like I said, in Chicago, you've all seen my earnings. Right now I'm at like 25 an hour in app, so yeah, I'm probably like 17 an hour after expenses. I mean, I wish it was more, but that's decent, right? That's but like I said, I know I have a lot of expenses. That's why I try to keep my earnings that high. And I think that's all I have for this video. I mean, I know there's gonna be a little bit more talk and circulation about the 470 or 375 an hour, and I'm willing to hear anyone else's like take on it. But yeah, I think that's all I got for today, guys. It's a cold, snowy night in Chicago, and I'm wearing a hoodie. Yeah, oh yeah, 1K subscribers! Woo! Dude, this channel is growing so much faster than I ever thought it would. and I want to thank all my subscribers for that. I know I've been a bit of a dick lately with not being able to respond to comments as quickly and emails, but please understand I am a full-time driver on top of operating this channel. So yeah, guys, if I'm not responding to you, I'm trying my hardest not to be an asshole, but it's just like, please understand there's so many hours in a day. And that's all I got, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope this video has found all of you in good health and good fortune. And like always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to join the rideshare revolution. And I'm out. I'll talk to you guys later.